You've heard that song before, there? You've heard of Elf on the Shelf, right? What about Mensch on a Bench? Actually, I think Mensch on a Bench now is more popular than Elf on a Shelf. And if Neil Hoffman has anything to say about this, he'll say absolutely. First of all, happy Hanukkah, Neil.
Thank you.
And good to see you back again.
Thanks for having me. It's the first night tonight, and I'm excited to spend it with you.
Yeah, well, that's good. I know you're from Cincinnati, but you've got a lot of Michigan ties, don't you?
I do. I'm a Wolverine. I was back in town. I spent an extra day. I went to the basketball game last night, had drinks at the Brown Jug. It's my first time back in a while. It was great.
And you're with Hasbro. You were with Hasbro before you started making the Mensches on the benches here.
So I was with Hasbro. My wife made us move to Cincinnati for her job, so I gave up my dream job. I was a toy guy without a toy is how I describe it. And we were walking through a store, and my son was like, "Can I have an elf on a shelf?" I was like, "Look, man, we're Jewish. You can have a Mensch on a bench." And that was it. We took off from there.
What is a Mensch?
Mensch means good or honorable person. So the whole brand is about teaching about Jewish values and magical Jewish family moments.
You were on Shark Tank, and you actually got a deal, didn't you?
4 years ago, I was on Shark Tank with Robert and Lori invested in the company. We're still together. Tonight, we're going to be on Shark Tank again, celebrating the Decade of Dreams, which is amazing to think about. We've sold over $3 million worth of Mensches. We're not as popular as Elf on the Shelf. I wish we were. I love those guys, and we offer an alternative for Jewish families.
You know what? I don't want to promote Shark Tank necessarily, but I'm a fan of Shark Tank. That was a big. It really helped you, didn't it?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it just put us on this trajectory. We are now the most publicized brand to ever come out of Shark Tank. We got some new items I want to show you this year, but before we do,
yes.
I hope it's all right. For the
Please.
first time, I did bring a special guest star with me.
All right, let's bring him in. And welcome. There's the Mensch.
This is the life-size Mensch on a bench. He didn't even exist when we were on Shark Tank. We brought him into creation, and he travels around the country with me. And, man, we're happy to be here.
Happy Hanukkah, Mensch. That's good stuff. What is this? You buy a doll, there's a book, there's a story. What do you get from Mensch?
So for the Mensch, you get the book that tells the story of Hanukkah through the eyes of the Mensch. And every day they wake up and they can't believe that the oil is still lit, and the Mensch teaches them a new Jewish tradition, whether it's dreidel or gelt or latkes. And once we had that, what I realized is where Elf on a Shelf sells different outfits, and that works for them. For me, that didn't work, so I introduced the rest of the family, the mishpacha, if you will. That's what we call them. So you remember last year I had Bubby.
Yes.
You loved Bubby last year.
Yes.
Well, now Bubby has a counterpart in Papa.
Oh,
so Papa talks. So Papa, is my Mensch the best-looking guy on the stage?
Yeah. It takes chutzpah to ask me that.
It takes chutzpah to ask me that. And what I think is the cutest thing.
What, this one right here?
Yeah.
Oh, come on. You got to get a close-up of this. This is going to be a bestseller. Look at this.
This is the mitzvah moose. So a mitzvah is a good deed in Judaism. So I wrote the book. The Mensch finds the moose. The moose is sad. And every time they do a good deed, one of the candles lights up. And now kids can go and do good deeds. And the end of the story, it says, wouldn't the world be a better place if we all did 8 good deeds a night?
Neil, you know what? You created it. I remember some of the people were a little critical of you. This is never going to work. It's seasonal. But you have made it a full-time job for you now.
Absolutely. I mean, I knew going on that my job was to make them realize that this was a real business before they laughed me off the stage. I know this is funny. We don't take ourselves too seriously. But over 200,000 Jewish families are now celebrating with Mensches. We threw out the first pitch at Fenway Park for Jewish Heritage Night. If the Tigers are listening, we would love to come and do Jewish Heritage Night.
We'll have to do that. What about the White House? You've been to the White House.
Twice. We got invited to the White House Hanukkah party. And I will say, I snuck a Mensch in my pocket, didn't set off the metal detector, and there's now a Mensch in the White House library hidden in there that I don't know if they found yet.
I'm telling you, this is good stuff. Neil, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you. Happy Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah. Mensch, happy Hanukkah to you. I can't wait to see you back next year with more.